Is the last unofficial holiday of summer. Travel and terror alerts now seem to come with each national celebration to make sure that Americans are safe and aware of any potential threats.
Joining us to talk about that, as well as the latest in the Iran nuclear deal and drones in California, is Congressman Adam Schiff, representing Burbank, Glendale, and La Cañada. He's the ranking member of the U.S. Intelligence Committee. Thanks for coming in, sir.
Morning.
You bet.
This attack that happened in France on the train, the border with Belgium, we felt such great pride in these three Americans, these young men who stopped what could have been a horrific tragedy. We've talked about this before, this idea of lone wolves engaging in terrorism. Are you concerned that this is a trend that we're going to see more of?
It probably is a trend that we're going to see more of, unfortunately, and you're absolutely right. These Americans gave us tremendous pride in running towards the bullets instead of away from them. Really quite amazing. The problem is much worse in Europe, though. Europe is really on the doorstep where a lot of people who have gone to join the fight in Syria and Iraq can come back very easily. There are these tremendous migration flows of people fleeing as refugees, and other people can flee with them. So the security concerns in Europe are very profound. Here at home, we have more of the self-radicalized issue to worry about. We do worry about people returning from Syria and Iraq as well, but they're much smaller in number than what Europe has to confront. And unfortunately, we can't harden everywhere. There's been a lot of discussion about whether we need more security in trains, and there'll be some more security, but it would be paralyzing to Europe to try to put metal detectors and airport-like security at every train station. And it's still very safe compared to other forms of transportation. Even with this added risk, it's still very safe. But you look at this country, we've had mass shootings, multiple mass shootings in movie theaters now.
Yeah.
And we can't try to protect every place against that with security precautions. Unfortunately, with the spread of ISIS and with the prolonged terror threat we've had from Al-Qaeda, this is just a reality that we have to deal with.
We also want to get your take on the Iran nuclear deal. Despite growing criticism, you continue to be a major supporter of the deal. Why do you believe Congress should still push this through? You guys are coming back out of recess, Congress, back in September. A vote on this is planned. Your thoughts on it?
Well, like you would expect in a very difficult negotiation with an implacable adversary, there can be parts of the agreement you like and parts you don't. And for that reason, it's been controversial. But the agreement pretty much forecloses Iran's pathway to the bomb for at least 15 years. Nothing is guaranteed in life, but this is a pretty tough agreement in terms of making sure that Iran doesn't have a pathway to enrichment to develop the bomb. So we're going to have to be vigilant. We're going to have to use all of our intelligence resources to make sure they don't cheat. But when you compare that to the alternative, before this agreement, Iran was much further ahead in its nuclear program than it will be even 15 years from now. So it rolls back Iran's nuclear program. It puts real inspections and constraints on it. Those are things you wouldn't have without an agreement. And if Congress were to reject this agreement, I think it's really fanciful to think that somehow Iran is going to come back to the table later and say, okay, we're going to give everything up. That's just incredible.
Let's move on to something closer to home here in California. We've had a number of wildfires where drones have flown into the airspace, and they've had to ground the firefighters who are trying to fight the fires. We know that the state, there's some legislation moving through on that. Is the federal government doing enough?
Not enough. The FAA has proposed some regulations, but they don't go nearly far enough to deal with the problem. We're seeing drones being flown near commercial airports, threatening commercial airliners. We're seeing them interfering with firefighting, where firefighters have to basically drop the water loads elsewhere instead of fighting the fires because they don't want to come into the same airspace with these drones that actually could take down these firefighting aircraft. So what the FAA, I'd like to see them do is see if there's a technological solution to this problem. There are already technologies that are being incorporated in some drones called geofences, which don't allow the drone to fly near an airport. When they get close to an airport, they have to decrease altitude without even the operator controlling it. And if they get even closer, then they get brought to the ground. So I'd like to see that technology or something like it widely incorporated, and also have the FAA explore whether that can be adapted to preclude flying those in firefighting areas. You would need to be able to remotely update that software. But these are the kind of things I would love to see the FAA explore, and there's really no time to be wasted here.
Yeah.
Congressman Schiff, we appreciate you coming in this morning.
You bet.
You can follow Congressman Schiff on Twitter or visit his website at schiff.house.gov. Thanks again.